It's the real side of H-Town, 97.9 The Box, the Madd Hatta Morning Show with Pow Wow in the building.
Pow Wow, baby. What's up, baby?
One of the hip-hop, man, how do you refer to yourself now? Like, are you an OG now?
I mean, I'm just the Iceman.
It's kind of cold in here.
Yeah, I apologize for the cold front. I definitely apologize for that.
Like, do the up-and-coming rappers now come up to you and like, hey, Paul, give me some advice?
Oh, for sure. A lot of them. But, it's one thing you got to be conscious and aware of is not everybody is going to ride your nuts, especially coming from Houston where we've always, this is something I share this with artists from other cities when they come to Houston. I always share with them, hey, look, before you hit that stage, let me just tell you a little bit about our culture. Our city, we have a complex, like a little man complex where we feel like we don't want them to know we love them, so we just gonna stand here and mean mug. So I tell this to artists all the time. I told this to Young Dolph when he came. When I brought Young Dolph for his first time ever concert in Houston for my birthday a few years ago. Mm-hmm. And, just a few other, not just something people that I bring, but when I meet artists from other cities, I tell them, hey, look, you gonna go out on that stage. Now look, the youngsters gonna be turned, but anybody that's over a certain age, they come from that era of the no dick riding. So, it's gonna be a whole lot of mean mugging and staring at you. But when you walk by, they gonna say, "Hey, what's up, man? I love you, man. I love your show. You did great, man. I love your song, this and that." But when you on stage, they don't want you to know that they got love for you. But that's how our city is. So with the up and coming artists, sure, a lot of them want advice. They want to hear what I got to say, want me to maybe mentor, not necessarily that to that extent, but they want to pick my brain about certain things. Other artists want it, but they're not going to ask for it. And other artists feel they don't feel included or a part of anything that I was a part of, so they feel like I'm competition. So they want to outshine me and they want to do it their way. Now, me, as a fan of Houston, as a fan of Houston rap, me wanting to see everybody coming out of the city succeed, I take it all with a grain of salt, so I don't get my feelings hurt if somebody don't want my advice. Hey, do it your way, whatever. I'm still going to support you.
Because you did it your way.
Right, exactly. I did it my way.
Paul didn't listen to nobody.
Right.
Him and Chamillionaire, they come from similar cloth, where we going to do it our way, and that's just the way it is. Right. Any regrets with that?
Man, there's definitely things you could look back and say, I wish I should have listened to this person because they were right about this, maybe certain situation. On principle, I think most of the things that I stood for, I don't regret. But, even then I might have made certain errors just because I chose a horse to ride and I chose the wrong horse. But that's, I still stick by my principles. So, certain things might not work. So it might be two artists that, might be beefing and I'm cool with one and I'm cool with the other. But, whatever. Things like, so I might have maybe be down with the one who didn't have a hit and the other one who had the hits. I didn't, I wasn't as cool. So things like that, but overall, like on principle, how I was raised, my foundation of who I am as a man and as an artist, the principles are all still there. So there's, I don't think I really had too many regrets other than my biggest regret as a whole in the game in my career is that when we was on a major label at the time, you don't realize how much power you have. And, you just trying to ride the wave, get the most out of it. Because, also we coming from independent lifestyle. So even going to a major was just, for me, just a temporary placeholder till I'm back independent doing my independent grind. But still, you don't realize how much power you have, one, to shed light on other people from your city, also to help out with social causes, social injustices, those type of things. So I definitely have a lot of regrets in that aspect. Really? Like, man, I wish I could have done more when I had a bigger light shined on me. Well, I do a lot now, but the light ain't shining as bright on me as it once was. So I feel like, damn, man, I wish, if ever the lights start shining, they start turning the lights back on, man. I got some.
I never knew that his light cut off, man.
But I know what you're saying.
I know what you're saying.
Every now and then you gotta go to sleep. So when you go to sleep, you gotta dim the lights a little bit, man. And then when you wake up, you turn them back on. It's a cycle. So it comes and goes. It's just. But the lights ain't never went out. They just a little demo sometimes.
I never thought about that though, Paul. I guess I see your point though. You wish you don't feel like you took advantage. Not advantage.
And the other thing is, it's not like, okay, when I was at the time, wherever I was at my whole entire career from when I first started out and I was rapping at Just Joking Comedy Club doing Apollo Night. From there to even now, from the very beginning till now, we always went to schools to talk about, studying, coming to class, get your grades up, go on the right path. We've always donated, sponsored, helped people throughout the year on different things. A lot of times it's other people who are older telling us, hey, why don't you come do this? Oh, I'd love to come do that. Like Jay Prince every year has a feed the, on Thanksgiving, he feeds the homeless. He had us doing that from day one. So, things you as well. So there's always been causes we stood for, but I regret that I didn't take more time out. My energy at the time when I'm signed to a major label, my energy is focused on other areas where it wasn't focused on what I could do, for my community or for other. Now, it's the same thing. There's a lot of rappers I did put on, and I opened doors for them, got them deals, did things, whatever, gave them, whatever. But I just hope and wish that I could have did more. That's my only regret.
I never thought about that, Paul. Interesting.
Deep.
Let me pontificate.
So what is Paul Wall doing these days? I know you still stay busy doing your music. You're still on the road. You still perform all the time. Oh, before we answer that question, erase that. We'll get back to that another time.
We'll get back to
Here, I want to go back. Paul, here's the truth. You came out at a time where, and we talk about this never on mic. We've talked about it off mic a little bit, about being a white MC, and you came out at a time when there weren't a lot of white MCs. Were you aware, now I never talked to you about this, were you ever frightened or scared or felt I'm different from everybody else, or I may not cut through or something like that? Because again, now when you see a white rapper, it's no big deal to us now. I expect, if you rap, I expect you to be skillful and good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the beginning phase of when you coming out, we're not really, I think we had Beastie Boys, Eminem a little bit.
Yeah.
And what's my man?
MC Search.
MC Search, yeah.
What's the other kid? Bubba Sparks. So we didn't really see, no disrespect, I love Bubba Sparks, by the way, but we didn't really see a lot of that. Was there ever a time where were you concerned about that when you first came out?
Nah, not really. I think one, rapping on the Swisher House, when you rap on the Swisher House tapes, of course it was.
Because I thought you was black at first.
Right, yeah. A lot of that, I was just speaking on this at Eisenhower High School. I did something with Constable Alan Rosen in Precinct 1 over there, where we were just talking about racial profiling and things. I remember riding through Eggers home, me, Kameen, and a couple of other homeboys. I remember getting pulled over, they separating us and asking them, hey, is he white or black? Is he mixed? Is he Mexican? Is he from Louisiana? What is he? and then so there would be certain, what is he kind of, oh, he can't be white. He got to be something else. Of course, a lot of people assumed I was Mexican. A lot of people assumed I was from Louisiana, or they thought I was mixed or Creole or something. Yeah, exactly. But I think partially too, being on, coming from a screwed up city, when all the music slowed down, when Watts and Ron C would slow my voice down, it might have, I just blended in with everybody else that was rap. Me and Kamina had a similar style. We definitely had different voices. Well, he got a deeper voice than I had, but we had a similar style or whatever. And we, the things I talked about, maybe my accent, I sound like everybody else in my neighborhood sounds. So, I think, I don't know. Now, when you actually show up, now I remember being, in Florida at Roy Jones Jr. used to have this club called Star 69. One time me and Kamina went there. We used to sell the thing out every time. And one time we did a show there. It was like one of the first times we did a show there. And I remember being at the bar with my boy Lou Hawk. We about to go on in maybe like 30 minutes or so. We at the bar just getting drinks. This is before we had riders where they give you drinks and bottles backstage. we wasn't that level. We just, getting a little chump change to perform. But I remember being there and somebody next to me, some killers, like talking like, hey, man, I can't wait till Paul Wall come on. He gonna wreck. What time Paul Wall come in? Come on, what time? And I heard him and I just turned to him, hey, man, we go on, we about to go on in 15 minutes. And this dude looked at me like he was about to square off on me, like, why you talking to me? And he just was mugging me, and I'm like, what's going on? He just asking when, like, what is he trying to is he wondering when we gonna go on because he gonna like rob us or something? What's going on? But it was about to fight me just for me telling him what time we about to go on. Then after the show, he came up to me and was like, man, I had no idea you were white. And he was like, man, don't take this the wrong way. I hate white people.
Oh, my God.
And he was like, man, I'm born and raised, whatever part of Florida. We was in Pensacola, but a lot of people would come from different parts of Florida to come see us. So he was like, man, don't take this the wrong way. I'm from, this is how I was raised. I hate white people, but Paul Wall, you my favorite rapper. I had no idea you was white. If I would have knew that, I wouldn't have listened to you. So, and it was just, it's something that always stuck to me that, you know, these racial prejudices that we all have. Like when you see something or you hear something or somebody has a certain.
But I didn't even have that before I heard your music.
And sometimes we have these like preconceived hatreds or likes towards somebody because of where they just, you know, anybody, Travis Scott from Houston, automatically, yep, I love him. He from Houston. Of course I love him. Beyonce, she from Houston. Yep, she better than everybody else because she from Houston. So we, you know, we have prejudices that way. We got certain prejudice biases that are sometimes positive, sometimes negative, you know, whatever. But so those type of tags, it just, you know, sometimes they might make you love or hate somebody before you even give them a chance. But
that guy, what was he like after the show? Was it like nothing but love?
It was he told me, he said, man, I'm torn between two worlds right now. I don't know if I'm supposed to still like you or if I'm supposed to still hate you.
Damn,
I don't know what to do.
Wow.
I remember this, like, I remember what it looked like. I remember vividly this whole conversation because it just always stuck with me because I always thought it was kind of funny, like, damn, okay, no wonder, because when I remember telling him, yeah, we about to go on in 15 minutes, he was about to fight me. Like, why are you talking to me? Don't, because you could tell he really did hate white people. You could tell. But I mean, from the rap game perspective, I was never ever once. I never recall ever being treated like, oh, we got a white gimmick rapper. Oh, it's a gimmick. Oh, let's tell us the gimmick of you being white and all this. And I never felt or experienced any of that. It was always like, if you come with it, we're going to respect you, show you love. If you whack, no matter what you look like, we're going to clown you. So,
yeah.
You know, and then too, you know, being where my neighborhood I grew up in, the people I grew up with, they toughened me up. So I got thick skin. Certain things I do get sensitive about, certain type of personal type of things I might get sensitive about. And the things I get sensitive about, usually you can relate to this too, being a Pisces. I don't really get upset when somebody talks about me. I'll get upset if somebody talks about my homeboy. You know, I know you go through this all the time, and we talk about this. Somebody can talk about Hatta all day, he won't care. But let him talk about J Mac, and he gonna be like, whoa, you need to chill that out.
Only I can talk about J Mac.
Yeah. Well, maybe J Mac ain't, you know.
That's Young Jazz. But if you talk about Young Jazz, we can still go to woe too.
Yeah. But that's that Pisces.
I never heard that story about that, Paul. That's a new story for me. Let me ask you this too: as the industry has changed over the years, how has that affected Paul Wall? Because you come from the selling it out the trunk era.
Right.
That's what you come from.
For sure.
I know because I've seen it. We were all there together. You sold out the trunk, and now all of a sudden you're streaming. Is this good for Paul Wall? Is this bad for Paul Wall? Is this good for the business? Is it bad for the business? What's your perspective on that?
It's all good. Any aspect at all to elevate hip hop, elevate people, to give them an opportunity to change their lives, to change their community and their families, whether it be they homeboy, they mama, to make a change for a positive and to live your dream and have the career. We all want to be at the top. Everybody wants to be at Drake or Jay-Z or Travis Scott level, but we all don't get to achieve that. But there's different levels of success, and any level of it is still the dream that we hope and pray for. So now, in this day and age, there's so many different avenues, tools. Back when I was coming up, there was one avenue, one lane, one way to make it. And if you outside this lane, you whack, you're not gonna make it. And that was it. You had to conform to whatever the industry standards was, whatever the street hip hop standards was, whatever it was. If you was out of this lane, it wasn't gonna work. Well, now it's just like, you know, back in the days, it'd be one freeway to get to downtown. Now you can take 45, you can take 59, 288.
So
you can take
how is
I-10.
Paul surviving during this whole? You got IG, you got Twitter, you got YouTube, you got streaming. So how does Paul Wall transition to this? And were you scared to make the transition at first?
Not at all, man. You know, every time, you know, it's just like you go to the mall and it's a rundown mall, decrepit mall, and it's only a couple stores. I got analogies for days, metaphors for days. Say you go there and it's 1 or 2 stores open, you're like, damn, this mall, you know, the mall kind of whack. They don't even got a Foot Locker. You know, the next thing you know, they got a Foot Locker, they got a sports apparel, they got urban wear, they got a jewelry store, all this, they got a music store. You're like, okay, the mall popping now. So, you know, of course, I still got the same fundamentals that I always had of you treat people right. I'm very appreciative, grateful to be able to do my dream job. I'm grateful to God that my prayers were answered. You know, all of this, you know, so there's so many different avenues and ways and tools to get my sound and my music or whatever, my art out there. Even when we were coming up, even rapping on Switch House mixtapes was a new avenue. And from the jump, Michael Watts taught us, man, these mixtapes, we might make some money off of them, but the ultimate purpose is promotion. So sometimes we get caught up in how much money did you make off of something, how much sales did it make, but that's not necessarily the purpose of everything. So, it's just like with social media. Sometimes we get caught up with how many likes or comments or this and that. And it might help for branding or when you get ambassador deals or whatever, things like that. But at the end of the day, the social media is there as a platform to promote either yourself, your brand, what you're doing, an event, or something like that. So all these there's so many different avenues. And one thing we all get lost and caught up sometimes is the mainstream, where this is, that's the end goal is the mainstream success, but it's not necessarily the end goal. So, for me, it's all about staying in the lane of what you want to do. So I got multiple lanes. I could rap about slabs, I could rap about grills, I could rap serious, I could do girl. My biggest songs on iTunes are all my songs referring to girls, love songs. My song with Jill Scott, my song Old Girl with the Shy Lights sound, Busybody. These are my biggest songs on iTunes. All of my songs with Baby Bash, even though me and Baby Bash got a lot of smoking songs, our biggest songs are the ones where it's like female related. And me being an artist who hates female related songs, sorry, I just don't like that. I like slab and street music. I like hustler music.
You better put that girl on that album though if you wanted that much to sell.
Exactly. No lie. Exactly. But there's so many different avenues. Sometimes as an artist, or not even just as an artist, as a brand or a business, we're going the wrong avenue. It's like so many times we want to go downtown or we want to go to the Galleria where I can tell you, don't take 610 and 430. You're going to be stuck in traffic. It's the same thing for the music game. Everybody wants to come through the front door. I didn't come through the front door. I came through the side door. So artists sold all day long. They like, oh, why you in the house? Kiki in the house. Slim Thug in the house. Zero in the house. Lil Flip area, all y'all inside the house. Why y'all won't let us in? And they banging on the door. Hey, let us in, let us in. We steady telling them, bro, the front door locked. I ain't got that key. I got the code to the garage. I can give you that code. Matter of fact, I can leave the side door open for you. Right. Come in the side door. Right. And they like, nah, you just hating. You just don't want us in the house. Well, they just don't understand it. And it's the same thing. There's so many different avenues. Don't take the one that's going to have you in traffic bumper to bumper for an hour. Take the one that use your ways.
Well, using this conversation like it's a rap, huh? Man, spit them lyrics.
I'm just saying. But for real, though, people don't want to hear that. They want to come through the front door. They want it to be curbside service, the red carpet rolled out for them. I didn't go there. That's not the way we came. We was taught.
You made it look pretty, though.
Because we didn't complain and we grateful. That's just it. Jay Prince showed everybody in the world that if you go out there and you do your work and you grind, you don't need someone else to do it for you. You can do it your own way. The blueprint, the hustle of independent grinding in music, that's what Jay Prince laid out for us. Then us just having the heart, the hustle, the passion for the music, the creativity, all of those things, the positive mind frame of not knowing it all. Now, I included sometimes I might feel like, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, my whole show on Thursday at White Oak Music Hall on Thanksgiving night, every single song I do on the show, on the stage, is a song I didn't like when I was recording it. Still Tipping, I hated that beat. What? It was just, I had to, keep in mind, I was listening to it on a little cheap $15 CD boombox. I wasn't listening to it in the studio with the bass and all of that. I'm listening to it on a little boombox. All I hear is I'm like, man, what is this?
It does sound bad when you do it like that.
Right. So, but and even not even then, I'm telling you, every single song,
every song that he ever did,
all my hits are songs I did not like. So, I'll be the first one to tell you, yeah, I got things that I think I might know, but at the same time, you have to humble yourself if you want to see the success. You have to have the team around you that can see from the outside looking in, yeah, but this the one because it reminds me of this. There's certain songs that I like that I did that I prefer because they remind me of certain things. Any song I ever did with Lil Kiki.
I should have known that was coming.
And I didn't research this because I was curious one day. Me and Lil Kiki have over 100 songs together, whether they were on his album, my album, somebody else's album featuring us. We got over 100 songs together. So they're my 100 favorite songs I ever did.
Wait a minute. Y'all have over 100 songs.
Over 100.
That are out there for public consumption right now.
They are on sale, available for streaming. You can find them on YouTube, over 100. Now, that's not even including probably at least 30 we got that's not even released. Because we got so many songs we got that's not even released, we ain't never put out. That, just for whatever reason, we might be saving.
So let's go. Grills. Did you like Grills or not?
Okay. Yeah, I liked it. I got a song with Nelly, Jermaine Dupri. Hell yeah, I liked it.
Okay, he liked that.
But,
Give me another one, Rob. Give me another one.
Sitting sideways?
Sitting sideways.
Okay.
Pokey on that one.
Of course I liked it because Pokey, and originally when I did Sitting Sideways, right, T. Ferris brought me the beat. Was like, okay, at the time, Salih, he was the one who made Still Tipping, or Mike Jones back then, They Didn't Want Me, which Mike Jones hated that song. I was like, man, let me have that song. But and then we Sitting Sideways, a few others, of course, he did the Key Switcher House, the first songs we had that were hits were all done by Salih. So at the time, Sitting Sideways, it was, of course, Big Pokey was on the hook. Big Pokey had a verse. And T. Ferris knew how we all, man, me and T. Ferris loved Lil Kiki, Big Pokey. We loved the Screwed Up Click, where it was kind of somewhat an anomaly because we was from the north side, where it was like, nah, if you like the Screwed Up Click, you would get banished as a traitor. But we were undercover screw lovers. Me and T. Ferris, Lil Kiki was our favorite rapper, so we, of course, Big Pokey too. So on the original Sitting Sideways, it was Big Pokey, Lil Kiki, and me. And the verse I did for it, this also at the time, I used to do my verses in the car, in the bathroom, somewhere where the music wasn't playing. I would get distracted by the beat, whereas now I feed off the beat. At the time, no, I would overthink way too much. So at the time, I would take the beat, write maybe 1 or 2 bars, then go in the bathroom with no beat, or go in a whole nother room, go sit in the car where there's no music, it's just silence, and just think. And I would just write out my verses, then I would come lay them. That's why also, in a lot of all my older verses, there would be 2 to 3 different cadences throughout the song. Because when I'm laying it, when I'm writing it, it's way too many words. When you laying it, it's like, wait a minute, I gotta speed this up. So I got I gotta rap kind of funny. Where now that's the norm. Back then it was none of that going on. But I would have 2 or 3 different cadences on one song just because I can't get it out right the way I want to in my mind because I wrote it with no beat. So I'm forcing it on a beat. Okay, now this is a 10-minute explanation of one song, but Sitting Sideways. but that I could tell you to all the artists out there, that's how it is. It's not I know everything. I'm great. I'm the greatest ever, and I don't need no help. Nah, man, you got to feed off of other people. You got to make greatness. It don't come from one place. It comes from a team effort. LeBron can't go to any team and win. LeBron got to go to the team where he got the pieces around him to win. Any team that wins is not one. There might be one star, but it's teamwork, team effort to get you there. So Sitting Sideways, I remember I wrote my verse. T. Ferris saying, I laid it. T. Ferris was like, bro, the verse hard. You do got some bars in there. I can't say it's whack. This is tone of voice and everything. I can't say the verse is whack. I admit the verse is hard, but it just don't go with the beat. And he was like, and I was like, nah, that's it. And he said, and this is how I used to really respond to letting people down. If I let you down, that would wire me up. So he was like, all right, that's cool. You don't want to even try do another verse? That's cool. It's all good. We'll make it work. And that was his demeanor, tone of voice, everything. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm letting my coach down? Hell no, I'm going back to I'm practicing 20. I'm late night staying after I'm the first one to. I'm going to do another verse. When did another verse, I ended up having to do 2 verses because our record label was like, well, no, wait a minute. Who is Lil Kiki? Who is Big Pokey? They not signed to us. We not putting other people. We signed you. We not.
Oh, I didn't know this.
And they were like, we don't want to blow them up for them to go sign with Universal or somebody else. Only way we'll put them on the song is if they sign with us too. Of course, they wasn't trying to give them no contracts where they was really respecting what their value was. They don't also, we pushing for the, no, you don't understand. Big Pokey, Lil Kiki, they icons, they legends. That's why I rap, literally. So, they not really understanding all of that.
So how'd the deal go through? Did they do a deal or they let it?
Nah, they said you got to pick. You can put one of them on there, and of course we put Pokey because he was it was his hook as well.
I didn't know that.
And then we kept Lil Kiki verse for a remix or something. But the original, was me, Kiki, and Pokey. And they
did somebody got the original of that? I bet Watts.
I bet Watts got it. T. Ferris might have it. But and at the time, okay, so I had to do 2 I did 2 new verses. My old verse, the original one that T. Ferris was like, man, it just don't really go with this beat. It's hard, but it don't go with this beat. That verse, I said, you know what? I'm going to keep it in my pocket. One day I'm going to pull this out. Not just for anything, but I'm going to pull it out when I need it because I knew I had bars on there. That was the verse I used for Kanye West Drive Slow.
Oh, man.
So, you
that's
know,
a nice one.
So sometimes when things don't really work in your favor, or not it completely worked in my favor. Sometimes when things don't work according to your personal plan, that don't mean it's not working in your favor.
Okay, stop right there, Paul. So what's Paul Wall's biggest record then? Solo.
Well, you know, what do you mean? At shows was my biggest record? What's my biggest record
not
on
the biggest
iTunes?
seller.
What's the biggest?
So give me
this
show.
something that everybody need to grasp.
Okay.
Some people think the biggest record is the biggest show, is the biggest sale, is the biggest, nah, it don't work like that. There's different lanes. You got to focus your energy on what you want the result to be.
Okay.
So my biggest record on Spotify is Sitting Sideways or Old Girl. They got, I think Sitting Sideways got 16 million. Old Girl might have some, I don't know, 12 something million. Okay, my biggest song on iTunes is Old Girl. My biggest song, but I performed Old Girl less than 10 times total my entire career.
What?
Only time
you don't even perform this record?
I hate that song, man.
Wait a minute.
It's
if you got the little ladies out there.
You have to.
Man, hell no. When I'm at shows, I want to turn up or be, laid back, body rock, and I want to rock.
You don't get, wait a minute.
No.
If they the ones that went and bought your record, you can't give them a courtesy.
Hey, what my boy say?
The ladies demand it.
You want my old music, then buy my old music and listen to my old music, man. Hey, nah,
Paul
man.
Wall.
What my boy Jay-Z say?
Come on, Paul Wall.
The only time you gonna see me perform Old Girl is if it's a special wedding. Now you will be surprised how many people book me to do weddings, quinceañeras.
To do that song?
Now, if they request it, hey man, this is my wife's favorite song. Can you? Okay, I got you. Hey, this is my daughter's favorite song, man. Can you perform it at her? Can you say, you know what? I got you.
Look, Young
like
Jazz.
I said, it's been about 10, 15 times.
Can you do that song Thursday, H-Town Thanksgiving? Just for your, the ladies.
I don't know. I might. Maybe. We might pull it out.
Look, can you? Okay. Here's
I gotta go back and practice because I might not even know the words.
I'm in trouble.
Can you just ask? I say,
in trouble.
ask the crowd because it's gonna be family there that night.
Yeah.
I say, ask the crowd. Say, y'all know the song. I don't perform this song, but if y'all say go for it, I'll drop at least the first 16.
Right. Okay,
Can we manage that?
We might do that. We might do that
For a special occasion. For a special
If
occasion.
Mr. Madd performs, will you do it?
Oh yeah. There we go. That's the new incentive. That's the new incentive.
Wait, back to the Drive Slow song. So did you like that one?
Oh, Drive Slow. Now there's a I'm telling you, there's a story behind every song. There's a story behind every song. How it came to be.
Go.
Okay. There was without saying names, there was an artist that used to be on the same label as I was on. He was working with a lot of big name producers, and I don't, we'll let the fans, the people, guess and, whoever they think it is. It was an artist who would, at the time, get in the studio with a bunch of big name producers, this person, that person, and then not use the song. And he'd be in there like, oh yeah, this is going to be my new single. This is going to be the next single I do. And then for whatever reason, they didn't use the song at all. That was something that happened with Kanye. And I seen him one time at an event at a magazine photo shoot for King Magazine. And he came up to me. He came in the door out of nowhere, bust out rapping. It was like, man, it's a hip-hop event. It's all industry in here. Ain't nobody rapping with a cipher at. It's supposed to be hip-hop. I'm hip-hop. Let me show you what hip-hop is. He just bust out freestyling as a cipher. As soon as he stopped, everybody was like, okay, that was cool because it was an extremely industry event. And then Kanye was like, hey, ain't nobody going to pick up where I left off. I'm trying to get a cipher going, man. What's up? So immediately I say, hold on, bro. I'm from H-Town. You can't call me out on the freestyle and I ain't gonna hold my own. So I came in, did my freestyle, of course there was a mutual sense of a bonding, of respect, of just the hip hop brotherhood that was there. And of course, when he seen it, he called us out. And I was first to step up to the plate. It was definitely a level of respect. And of course, I came with it. That's the most important is that you come with it. Mm-hmm. I came with it, so there was that. And then when we done, we go off to the side. The cipher continue, but me and Yeezy go off to the side, chop it up, and we talking about grills. First thing he bring up is, oh yeah, I went in the studio with your boy, but I guess my music, he being real sarcastic, I guess my beats ain't good enough. Tell him I'm gonna go back in the studio and work on my craft. Maybe next album I'll be good enough for him. I said, hey, I had to break it down.
Okay, I know what he's talking about now.
I said, hey, look, I'm gonna be real with you. We signed to the same label, but whatever he do ain't got nothing to do with me. Keep in mind too, this same conversation I had with Kanye, I had with a few other big producers at the time. Maybe Manny Fresh, Swizz Beatz, Jazzy Faye, some of the hugest producers in hip-hop went through the same thing with this particular artist where they went in the studio with him and didn't use their beats for whatever reason. So I'm like, hey, I don't know what he did, but give me that beat. I want to rap with you. I want to work with you. But so then that turned into him saying, man, I like your grills. What's up with your grills? Don't you make them? I got the grill kit right now in my backpack. What you mean? So off top, I went down to the car. We didn't want to do it in front of everybody. We went down to the ride downstairs. I did his mode. I did Don C, his mode. And then that led to other things when they came to Houston. And he was like, yeah, I'm coming out there for this this Texas beach party. Scarface got me coming out too. I'm going to come out there. So maybe I'll pick up my grills when I'm out there. Okay, bet. He in the studio working with Mike Dean doing Diamonds Off Forever. Mike Dean is mixing it down. Man, this boy, man, genius is not something that people should throw around too often. But man, Mike Dean, Kanye West together, wow, an incredible team. This boy would, the last second, the last bar of the song, the entire song, he'd be like, okay, turn this down just a slight bit. Then he'd listen to the whole. We listened to Diamonds Off Forever 100 times. So he probably listened to it 1,000 times because I listened to it 100 times that day where he changed one thing and listened to the whole thing start to finish till it end and fade out. He ain't all right, stopping it halfway. Nah, he listening to the entire fade out to see the entire breadth of the whole song. And at that time, it was just amazing to be a part because I'm used to, we did Still Tipping. We didn't even have a popper stopper. We didn't even have a mic stand. We and this was by choice. Not like we had mic stands and popper stoppers, but we come from the freestyle era where you hold the mic. And I did Still Tipping with a t-shirt over the mic where you hold it. That's so I'm not used to somebody being an extreme perfectionist, on their music like that. We used to us going and doing whatever. Watts saying, no, don't change nothing. I'm going to handle it from here. And Watts doing whatever. So, what I'm saying? I wasn't used to that. So I'm just getting a different aspect like, damn, this boy really? And, me, Johnny, Goo, we all like, damn, this boy really in here? Like, man. So we give him his grills. Me and Johnny give him his grills. And that just led to other things. His A&R at the time was somebody named Plain Pat. My boy, what's up? Plain Pat was he was Kid Cudi's manager for a while. He he did a lot of things in hip hop. If you Google him, he got a hell of a resume. He tried to sign me before I signed with Atlantic. L.A. Reid was trying to sign Chameleon there. So neither one of us ended up getting signed. But anyway, me and Plain Pat still, we always kept in contact. We were good friends. He told me, hey, I seen you was in the studio with Kanye. I'm his A&R. And I'm like, oh, snap, no stuff. I'm like, that's cool. And he like, hey, I talked to him. He really messed with you. He say he F with you, So I asked him, if he'd be down to do a song with you. He said, yeah, why not? Let's give it a shot to see how it go. He said, hey, we got this beat. We got this. It's a beat. It's just drive slow. We don't have nothing on it yet. Just put something on it. And if we like it, we might use it. If we don't like it, don't get upset if we don't use it. A lot of artists get hot if you take their verses off a song. Me, it happens sometimes. So, it's like, of course you would rather be on the song, but if your verse get took out, also keep in mind, coming up in the Swisher House, it might be me, Chameleon there, Slim Thug, Mike Jones, all on the same song. You can't have 6-7 people on the same song. So you gotta cut the verses down or cut somebody out or something. So this happens every now and then. So you know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, you know what? I know you just give me that insurance policy in case my verse whack. If I'm whack, you gonna take it off. If it's jamming, you gonna keep it. That's cool. Send it to me. I'm a wreck. I appreciate the opportunity. If you don't use it, no love lost at all. It's all respect. Thank you for the opportunity. So he sent me the song. I went in the studio with my boy PT. We did my verse here at the Gridiron. We did, I did my verse, sent it to him. He say, hey, I like that verse. Kanye liked the verse. He say, come to LA and do your verse over at the record plant with him because he got some kind of direction. He kind of wants you to do it a certain way. He wants you to say certain things, or, a certain way, change this, that, whatever. Not like changing the bars, but change how I said it. Or maybe it was just the quiet. Maybe he just wanted me to record it there, whatever. Okay, I catch the next flight out to LA. I'm at the record plant with, I'm upstairs doing my verse with GLC. Nas is downstairs doing his verse for the song he was on the album. When we done, we all, whatever, listening to this and that. And then the song come out. Hype Williams do the video. Hell yeah, I love Drive Slow. Then Craig Cowman from Atlantic tell me, hey, I got an idea. Kanye, that's our boy. He said it's cool. You could use it on your album too. And I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, Kanye he gonna put me on his album. One of the greatest artists of all time. this was the first album he put out, of course, was big. This was his next album they were pumping this up. So I was so happy to be a part of that, to have my verse on there. I wrecked it, of course, too. Then they gonna tell me they gonna let me put it on my album too. Then T.I. got on the remix and put it on his album too. Man, I love that song. Man, I love that song. No
we
doubt.
get it, Paul. You love that song.
Do you still love Kanye West after everything
Hell
you said?
yeah, I love Kanye. I love, we all get misunderstood. Now look, I got neighbors, I got friends, there's people, we all have differences. I got enemies who have the same views as me. So just because somebody had the same views or opinions as you don't mean that you gonna hit it off with them. One thing, we're so tribalized where if you're not in my tribe, then I ain't messing with you. I ain't cool with you. If you down with me, then yeah. But if you ain't down with me, then screw you. But that's just our mentality so many times. But that's how we build up walls against each other. We have to go to somebody who might feel differently than us and hear them out. Let them hear us out. And at the end of the day, say, I might not agree with you, but I can respect you. I might completely disagree with your views, but that don't mean I got to slap you and cuss you out and treat you like dirt. We can still have some type of cordiality and be just respectful to each other. And that just goes across all aspects of hip hop, of politics, of our just lifestyle. So, and a lot of times, all of us, including myself, a lot of my core beliefs are based off of lies that I was taught. That we're all taught so many lies from so many different, whether it comes from, and a lot of times our teachers were lied to. They're not lying to us like out of spite or try to, out of malice intentions. A lot of times they lying to us because they were lied to. And and then the lie just perpetuates and just extends through generations. So we gotta sometimes go to, why do I believe this? Why? My core beliefs? Why do I believe this? I believe this because somebody told me this is how it is, and anything else is wrong. So that's how I was taught, and I was taught this since I could hear. And so a lot of our core beliefs, whether it's with religion, with politics, with anything, a lot of times are based off of missed facts that are manipulated to perpetuate something that they want to happen in politics. So they use the Bible to, you could use the Bible to say this or that, so it's just a lot of times, man, we got to open our minds, our hearts and ears to people. Sometimes if they don't agree or we disagree with what they got, that don't mean we got to hate you and tear you down and bully you and all this and that. So however Kanye feel about, I might feel like he tripping, but I still love him though. Just like I got plenty of brothers or family, and I don't mean like biological, but I just mean like brothers in the streets or whatever. Like there's a lot of people that I disagree with, but that don't mean I hate them. I just disagree. Or my beliefs might be based off of a lie. They beliefs might be based off. All our beliefs are probably based off of lies or things that we don't fully comprehend, which is okay. We just gotta stop warring with each other because it's so divided. Our whole society is divided from everything from clothes to TV to movies to politics to hip hop. Everything is old versus the new, the red versus the blue, this versus that. Everything is so much. If you don't like this, well, screw you. I hate you. And I don't know. I disagree with that. I feel like, hey,
I never heard Paul so outspoken till today.
It's
a great day.
It's we got time to talk today. We got time to talk today.
This is Paul Wall the father now.
Oh, it definitely is, bro.
This conversation is totally different than Paul Wall, straight out of high school.
A lot of times when you don't have something or somebody directly to live for or to do good for or to inspire, then you live reckless. So you just don't really care about the results of what you do. Sometimes you even might get you high to do ratchet or reckless things. But when you have somebody that, you got to do better. I got to do better for my kids. If anything else, I got to do better for my kids so that they can be proud of who I am, so my wife can be proud of who I am, my mama can be proud of who I am, my pastor can be proud to say that he my pastor. All these type of things are things that a lot of times, when you don't have somebody to inspire you to do where you want to make them proud, then you just do things differently. But when I had kids, everything changed. Everything in me changed. I saw the whole world from a different perspective. I saw everything I do, say, my actions from a different perspective. And you realize that, there really are consequences and results off of everything we do, whether it be a tweet you put out, whether it be, something you say to somebody at the door, whether, when you hold the door open, everything you do has, I'm cutting people off on the freeway. I don't realize, oh, that's the teacher to go to my kid's school. I hear about 2 weeks later, oh, your daddy cut me off on the freeway and flicked me off, all kind of, oh, damn. I got stuff. I'm just saying, I'm just giving an example.
That's
but
real.
These are things that we don't really necessarily realize when we just living life with no goal, with no perspective on the people we're affecting. But when you got that, everything changes.
Paul Wallace, who we talking to? Paul, when you dropping one more project?
I'm dropping something on Thanksgiving, man.
Are you really?
Yeah, all freestyle. Me and DJ High C, it's called Frozen Face. I'm the original Frozen Face. They made an emoji for me. Thank you, Apple.
Emoji, the blue emoji cover,
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, that's yours?
Gotta be, because I'm the original Frozen Face, so it gotta be. No, but we got a mixtape coming. It's all freestyle. It's called Frozen Face. We just dropped, just why not? I went in there, have some fun with it, man. Me and High C, so we dropping it on Thanksgiving. It can be everywhere, free, download, buy it, whatever. Don't matter. Just it's for the fans, for the love. We definitely gonna be at the at White Oak Music Hall Thanksgiving night with some exclusive copies. We're gonna have exclusive copies there. Yep.
Okay.
Matter of fact, that's since we were doing a concert on Thanksgiving, that was like, you know what? I'm gonna drop it on Thanksgiving just for the fans. They come to the show.
Cool.
So get you a copy of that Frozen Face Volume 1. Me and High C, Paul Wall, DJ High C.
What does Paul Wall do on Thanksgiving? Do you cook the turkey, or is your wife cooking the turkey, or you cook the sides, or what?
Man, my boy Mexican Mike definitely cooking the turkeys. But wife, my wife, my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, they go in. Now I'm definitely gonna be eating and chilling. I'm gonna let them. We used to always we would barbecue more on Christmas. On Christmas, me and my father-in-law started it. Man, rest in peace, Mr. Charles. We used to always barbecue on Christmas, and I'd be out there. He taught me how to barbecue. You know what I'm saying? We'd be on that grill. I'm the grill master, but in many aspects. But Thanksgiving though, man. Matter of fact, Thanksgiving used to be more like we used to eat more gumbo on Thanksgiving and barbecue on Christmas. We'd have turkey, but gumbo was really what we would eat. But it was definitely. I'm just kicking back eating. I'm not cooking nothing no more. I ain't even barbecuing.
Here's the big question: Do you? Excuse me. Is it called stuffing?
Dressing.
Thank you, Mr. Paul.
Wait a minute.
Always liked him.
Y'all know why Paul said dressing?
What? Oh, that ain't right.
We call it both. I heard it both ways.
I know. Listen. I know. Paul's been urbanized. I know he's been urbanized.
Some people call it dressing. Some people call it stuffing. I don't know.
I call it stuffing. I'm team stuffing.
Well, you've been hanging around brothers for a long time. He gonna call it what his mama called it.
Okay. Nah, my mama called it stuffing though. In the hood, we
Your
call it
mama
dressing.
always kept it real, Paul. Shout out to Paul Wall's mama. That girl was always keeping it real. She's still real to
Matter of
this
fact,
day.
I don't think my mama ever called it dressing. She always called it stuffing.
So, man, why would you disrespect your mama by saying dressing on this radio?
I mean, that's just what we call it.
No, we don't. Your mama call it. You call it what your mama called it. Now take that back.
Well, I think I don't know, because I'm wondering what my grandma called it. I gotta do some. I gotta fact check. I gotta do some
reconnaissance work. Yeah. And come back and correct that on the next show.
My grandma
man.
call it.
Coming here saying dressing.
So, Paul,
dressing
I know
goes
you're
on
like
salad.
The biggest H-Town sports fan ever. And I see you on Instagram with Alex.
My boy, Bregman, what's up, baby?
I know it's a little bromance you guys got going
on.
That's my boy.
Is this a real bromance or what?
I mean, I don't know about that, man. I ain't got a bromance with nobody, so pause. But that's my boy though, for sure. Hell, yeah, that's my boy. Yeah, man.
Did it all just come about from the World Series girls that you hooked up after that?
Oh man, I met my boy Bregman through my boy Ryan Terrio. Ryan Terrio played in the major leagues for a long time. He was my homeboy still is my homeboy. He's from Baton Rouge. He went to LSU. Bregman went to LSU. So when he came to the Astros, my boy Ryan Terrio was like, "Oh, I got to hook you up with my boy from LSU. He just signed with the Astros." That's how that came about. Of course, that's my boy. So anybody out there got a problem with Bregman, man? Hey, you got a problem with your boy, man? Hey,
calm down.
Ain't nobody got no problems with Bregman. Man. He the people's champ of baseball, bro. Boy, Bregman he's cool. He shows so much love to the fans. Of course, he loves his job. Day one, after last year, after they won the World Series, after we won the World Series, day one afterwards, he's in the gym at DST working out, full speed ahead. Let's get it all season. Let's go. Same thing this year. The day we got eliminated from the playoffs, the next day this boy was in the gym. Let's get it. So, man, his dedication, his passion, his love. You know, and also, man, one thing, my boy Bregman got bars. That boy can rap.
What?
Nah, it's something that I sometimes I don't like to really talk about it too much because, you know, when you're like a sports fan, you want to see them. You know, we might think, oh, that's why they lost because he in the studio with Paul Wall or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
I sure would blame you too. I'll be the first one to blame it. If you wasn't in there messing around trying to get grills and rapping with Paul, we wouldn't have lost that game.
So that's why I don't really like to talk about it too much. You know, a lot of the rapping just be freestyling out the top of the head when we ride in the car or something like that. But, you know, he do got bars for days. This boy really can rap. I don't know if this mixtape is coming soon yet or not, you know, but if the mixtape ain't coming, it's because he's dedicated to baseball. He ain't got no distractions. He might, you know, party a little, have fun here and there, but it's just to relieve stress. He, you know, definitely do it. You know, he don't go too far with none of it. He's so focused and dedicated, man. But when we went to LSU Alabama game a couple weeks ago, that game, oh my! Now I went to University of Houston. One thing we get lost here is a big city. Our colleges, the college like lifestyle or the college experience. We only have it, like, we don't have it to the max because we're in a big city. So on the weekends, whatever, everybody partying, going to the clubs, this and that. When you go to somebody, even if it's like Prairie View, you know, a lot of times you ain't got cars, so you can't catch a ride to the club in Houston. It's 45 minutes away, an hour away. Or, you know, but LSU, Alabama, LSU is a college town, man. We went to this school. Oh, my God, the tailgating, everything, the whole experience. Now, we tailgated the Texans game all the time, but this was like, it was like 500,000 people there in the vicinity of the stadium and the tailgating. They say it was 400 and some thousand people. This was on another level for a college game, for a pro game, for anything. It was crazy. But, you know, my boy brought me out there to that. I told him, I said, okay, look, I got to bring you to a U of H game, man, now. First of all, because all my U of H, my fellow U of H Cougars, they going to ride me and say, oh, what you fooling with LSU now? You ain't Cougar no more.
Tiger bait.
Man, that's how they do, man. They don't want you, man. Even though LSU and U of H never played once in the history of college football ever.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
But, so I said, oh, man, look, they going to kill me. So I got to bring you to a U of H game, one, to divert them riding on me, but two, well, I'll be a legend if I bring Alex Bregman to a U of H game. Man, shout out to my boy Max Stassi. Shout out to my boy Paps. What's up, Mike? Shout out to Tyler Straw. All my boys that came with me. Chach, what's up? Everybody who came to the U of H game. Yeah, you can say what you want. I brought my boy Alex Bregman to U of H, though. I brought Alex Bregman to U of H, though. Hold up.
Boy, wow.
Oh, man. Hey, shout out to Coach Applewhite. What it do, my boy? Applewhite, too, he's from Baton Rouge. So, you know, Bregman, he's from New Mexico, but he went to school at LSU. You know, a lot of times, you know, that's how it is when you come to the South. You embrace everything. You get embraced by everything. You know, anybody at Baton Rouge and LSU, they claiming Bregman. Even though he's from New Mexico, they claiming him out. He's one of their stars. He came from LSU. So anybody who's from Baton Rouge,
that's how it is, though.
Of course, Applewhite, Major Applewhite's from Baton Rouge. He too. Oh yeah, he went to LSU. My boy. I said, Coach, I got something this week. I'm bringing my boy Bregman with me. You know, they show me. That's the school I went to. They show me major love. Me and Lil Kiki just performed there a couple weeks ago at U of H for one of the kickoffs. You know, so they show me love, but of course, when you bring a World Series champion, All-Star MVP, star of the city, Alex Bregman with you, oh yeah, it's a whole nother experience, bro. Let me tell you, it was no type of limited. How many? You know, I only got 2 packs. No, it's how many people you got? I got 100. Field passes for y'all.
Bring them on. Everybody come on.
Now, baby. Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to my boy Ed Oliver. Shout out to my boy King. We praying for you, the whole squad, man. U of H, what's up? Go Cougs, baby. Yep. Yeah, I brought Alex Bregman to U of H. Yep. Yep. That's my U of H legacy. You know, they might, they might name a building after me, but it's gonna be called the Paul Wall brought Alex Bregman to U of H building of communications. Yeah, that's me bringing Alex Bregman to U of H outshined me. The whole legacy of me and Camille going to school there. Us doing our photo shoot. There are a lot of people. We did our photo shoot for Get Your Mind Correct. The front cover. was at U of H in one of the schools. It was
Classic
one of the
album
classrooms. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people don't realize that. Of course, I always rep U of H. Me getting Bumby and Slim Thug to do the U of H football song when we went undefeated with Case Keenum, all of that. All of that's cool. But my U of H legacy is defined. The shining moment was when I brought
This
World
kid.
Series champion Alex Bregman. Yeah, what it do?
Paul Wall. Hear his music and not his rants.
Yeah.
Thursday night.
I gotta bring my boy Bregman up here. Oh man, if I bring Bregman to the morning show.
You know what?
Oh man, I know my song get mad. I know my song get mad the next day if I bring. I ain't
We
even
will
got a
rename
song.
the studio and we'll give you 100 passes to get in.
Yeah. My boy Bregman, what's up, baby? Hey, I got an interview set up for you next week at 8 in the morning. We're gonna be up here. Yeah.
God, dog.
Yeah, my
all
boy.
right, Paul Wall live tomorrow. Thursday.
Thursday,
Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving
night. Make sure you get your tickets right now. WhiteOakMusicHall.com. You can also text Thanksgiving to 24042 and get your tickets. But Paul Wall will be there.
Yes, and also let me cut y'all. I'm sorry. There's all type of VIP meet and greet, all type of. If you want to come to the concert, that's great. Sometimes we have, of course, being from Houston, we have a culture, a rich culture of fans that are dedicated, passionate to our artists here. So anybody, if you want the full, complete experience, get you that VIP, get you the meet and greet, get all of that. Enjoy.
Can I say
the whole
something about the meet and
experience.
greet? And I hadn't said this before, and I need to say it. All the proceeds to the meet and greet gonna go to whatever cause Paul says. So you got to pick a cause so we can make sure they get the money.
Okay, Parents Against Predators, probably. Miss Pat, what's up, baby?
Okay. There it is.
Yeah, for sure. I know my phone about to start blowing up with people saying, hey, give it to this cause, give it to this cause, give it to this cause.
Well, you already
Figure
said
out.
it now. So
Yep.
there it is. It's a done deal now. So get your tickets. Again, all you have to do is text Thanksgiving to 24042. That's the only place where you can, that direct bump back that you'll get will be where you can get the
meet and greet,
VIP. The meet and greet.
Yeah.
The VIPs you can get, and the general admission you can get, though, WhiteOakMusicHall.com. Paul Wall.
Also, I don't have any free tickets for none of my homeboys.
Damn, I was just about to ask.
That's true.
I'm sorry, Cooper. I'm sorry. Everybody out there, I know half the city. I know I love y'all. I can't get everybody in free. It's all
true.
for a good cause. And the meet and greets are for a good cause. The concert is for our bank account, which is also a good cause. I'm sorry, I can't get you in. I don't have no free tickets for nobody. I'm sorry, but hey, you can get your tickets now. It's gonna be a great event, a great day. Yeah,
And
we
a lot
having
of
fun.
fun.
Thanksgiving.
And always good to see you, Paul Wall. My man.